viewers of PokeBattlers, Wagwan. I am Sour from SweetnSourPkmnBattle, and yeah, I'm gonna bring you a Yu match today. So let's look at the teams real quick. As you can see, he's got an Empoleon, Smagius, Togekiss, Arcanine, Flygon, and Shaman. So I'm gonna predict him to probably lead off with the Empoleon. So I'm gonna lead off with my Spiritomb. So let's see how that works out. My opponent is RelaxedPanda from the Quidzats. He does have a YouTube, unfortunately, so let's go on with the show. Just as I suspected, he does lead off with Empoleon, as he's just going to want to set up his Stealth Rocks, as I am banded with the trick, so I'm going to trick in my Choice Band as I get his leftovers, which will be very nice later on. I'm predicting a water move or a special move of any kind, which is why I switch out to my Clefable, making this a good play and locks itself into Raw, and unfortunately drags out my Victini, which is weak to rocks, unfortunately. So he's going to predict the Fusion Bolt, which is a good play in his part, but I also predict him to go into Flygon, which is why I go for the U-turn. Seeing as I do get switch advantage, I am going to go into my Ironhide, the Donphan, get some leftovers recovery, and I'm back to Sturdy. As he is going to fear the Ice Shard, but I'm going to just lay up my rocks, predicting some sort of switch. Unfortunately, he does go into this Magius, which I know is going to go for a substitute, but there is nothing I can really do, as Ice Shard will do pistol damage, even though Miss Magius does have very low defenses. So I'm just going to switch out to Spiritomb, as he does go for the substitute. So I'm predicting a Nasty Plot or Calm Mind set. I'm really hoping it's the Nasty Plot set, which is why I'm just going to go for the Shadow Sneak, as I'm no longer choice locked into it, as he does go for the Nasty Plot as I predicted, but there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. And now I do a not very bad misplay, but I thought he would switch out, seeing as I did show him the Shadow Sneak, but there's no reason to, as he could possibly live one at least. But he does go for Shadow Ball and does quite a lot, but I am max HP, so that's fine. And now he knows I'm not going to go for the Pursuit again, so he's going to switch out this time, which is a good play on his part, into his Togekiss on my predicted Shadow Sneak, as seeing as Togekiss is normal type, it is immune to my ghost typing. So now I'm going to switch out into my Ironhide, seeing as I will go for the Thunder Wave, as the Power Flinching set is usually popular in Gen 4, but apparently the Nasty Plot sets are more popular now in Gen 5 now. So I'm just going to go for the Ice Shard to get some sort of damage on it. I'm not sure what this thing wants to do, as he does go for the Wish to get some health back the next turn. As I go for another Ice Shard, it does peel for damage, which is unfortunate, but there's nothing I can really do. And now it dawns on me that is probably a Baton Pass set, so which is why I switch out into Dr. Doom. The Zapdos takes some of my health is taken off because of Stealth Rock, and he does go for the Air Slash, which I do resist, but because he has +4, it does a hell of a lot, even though I am especially defensive. So now he does go for the Baton Pass and goes into the Shaman on the predicted T-Bolt, but that was far too obvious, which is why I go for the HP Ice. I have HP Ice instead of Heat Wave because the Bolt Beam combo is quite nice, especially for Flygon running around. He does go for the Sea Flare at +4, that is easily going to take out my Zapdos. So I go into my Churchill, the Victini, as I go for the U-turn, since I thought it might switch out, but it barely lives, which is unfortunate. I should have went for the V-Crate, which is a bad play on my part, since now I need to fodder off my Clefable at +4, even though again it's another special wall I have, is not going to be able to take that, and down it goes, which is very unfortunate. I decided to go into Mr. Hyde the Spiritomb once again to revenge kill it with the priority Shadow Sneak and easily take out that Shaman at that amount of HP, and I do get some leftovers recovery, which is very nice, trying to get some more survivability, as Togekiss does come back in again, as I believe I switch out into my Churchill, the Victini once again, who is Jolly Scarfed, is not the banded Adamant set, as the Togekiss does go for the Wish to try and get some health back, but I'm going to go right for the V-Create this time and easily knock out that Miss Magius, since I'm pretty sure you want to Wish past it so Miss Magius can have much more of a easier time to sweep. But my -1 speed and defenses as the Arcanine comes in, and I thought this was going to be the extreme speed one, which is why I go into my Mr. Hyde, the Spiritomb. But unfortunately he isn't the one, and I'm sure he predicted my switch into one of my walls, so he does go for the Flare Blitz, and I see his Life Orb, which is good scouting knowledge to know. As I do go into my Donphan, as I force him out on the predicted Earthquake, which is why I go to Flygon, but I predict that and go to go for the Rapid Spin, which is a key play, ladies and gentlemen, since Victini can't take another switch in, which is why you're probably thinking, why did I switch out when Stealth Rocks will kill me? And that's why. And now he over predicts, thinking that I wouldn't go for the Ice Shard, but I do, which is unfortunate for him. But oh well, what can you do? He goes for Napoleon, scalds me. Because I'm at Sturdy, I will be able to live 1. I do not get the burn, which is absolutely amazing. I go for the Earthquake, but because this is one of my impish ones, not my adamant one, it will live, which is very unfortunate. I go for the Ice Shard on a whim because he will take me out, and possibly I may get a crit, but you know, what can you do? I'm going to get taken out by this Napoleon, and down goes my Donphan. It's now late game, ladies and gentlemen, so now there's nothing to resist or to be immune to my Fusion Bolts. So I'm just going to go for it and take out that Napoleon, who was pretty much dead anyway, as he's going to go into his Arcanine once again. As I go into Checkmate, because I still think he has the Extreme Speed. I haven't seen his whole moveset, but he does go for the Wild Charge. I go into my Bishop because I knew he wouldn't go for the Flare Blitz, or I was hoping he wouldn't go for it, as I am max HP on this one, since I think the bulky SD set, which I am one, is much better than the max attack, max speed one. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, he's effectively stalling me out of my Sucker Punches, which is very annoying, since this isn't my Bishop with Brick Break. This is my one with Sucker Punch, Substitute, SD, and Iron Head. And Iron Head is resisted by Arcanine. So he decides to switch out into his Togekiss, which I'm thankful for actually, since now I know he's going to try and Wish Up, so he can try and get some more health back, predicting my Sucker Punch, but no, I'm going to just go for the Iron Head and take him right out. So it's now, I'm not sure what scores, I've still got my Victini, still got Bishop left, and he does have his Arcanine. So it seems I'm in a bit of trouble, guys, as this is my 5th Sucker Punch, I believe, as he's going to go for the Morning Sun once again. This is very bad. So I need to try and play a bit smart now, so he's not going to, and I finally see his last move is Toxic, so I was afraid of the Extreme Speed for absolutely nothing. I could have finished this match ages ago, but now I get behind the sub, and I know he's forced to attack me, so I go for my 6th Sucker Punch, as he goes for a Flare Blitz, gets some recoil damage and some Life Orb damage, and I get some leftovers recovery, and now it's banking on, is he going to go for a Morning Sun? No, he doesn't, so I win this war, and I go for my 7th Sucker Punch. And if you guys already know, Sucker Punch has 8 PP, so I only had 1 more left, which is a shame, since he could have actually had that match, although so could have I if I wasn't so scared of the Extreme Speed, and if I stopped predicting like crazy. In any case, that was a very good match. I very enjoyed it. It seems like the person with the most patience won. But yeah, good game, RelaxedPanda from the Quidzats. I'm sorry I don't